Happy day one of Walleye Fest. Starting to wind down. Sorry, I got delayed right there. Just as I was getting ready to hit the go live button, gentleman came walking up and he goes, "I got a good one." Because I'm gonna measure it, and he just took over third place with 23 and 3/4. So that's exciting. We had so there's a tie for second, and because of time of entry, the gentleman just came in. He's the second one at 23 and 3/4. So he's sitting in third place right now. Second place right now had been first place for most of the day until about 3 o'clock this afternoon, when a giant got to the scales at the Oneida Shores measuring station. Tammy Hoover just got on. She was with my lovely wife Courtney. They were manning the measuring stick, so to speak, at the Oneida Shores booth this afternoon when that big fish came in. And what made me so happy was that both of those ladies were so excited about being a part of that big fish. And both said that Richard, the man that caught it, couldn't have been nicer, couldn't have been more humble. Had to go sit in his boat for a few minutes after it was over to recoup himself. And hey, that's $2,000 he was holding. And you see the pictures I put up. $2,000 he was sitting there holding when he came up to the scale. How exciting for him. How exciting for Courtney and Tammy to be a part of that. Like that's something that they'll never forget. Sometimes us, longer tenured fishermen forget, not just a woman, but anybody that doesn't have a ton of experience. You forget what it's like that first time you get it's no different than getting rattled by a big buck, or any buck, sometimes any deer, but a big fish can really rattle you. And there's those moments where things are happening so fast, especially around the boat, and you got to net or do whatever you got to do to finalize that deal of getting that big fish. And now you can see it, it's on the surface, it's wallowing around. And that's usually where big fish are lost, right at the net. And that was exciting, and so this guy that just came in was with his wife. The guy earlier that got that big fish. It's nice to see everybody out together, man, woman, child. The fish don't know who's on the other end. They have no idea what color you are, what race you are, how strong you are. None of that. They don't know. And they don't care. If you can put that bait and make it do the things that those fish want it to do, they're going to eat it. That's the beauty of fishing, is it really is a very open and inclusive sport, because anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. And also the beauty of this derby, to some degree, is there's that sense of luck. There's that sense of, that kind of destiny moment, and things conspire to work out in your favor, and you hook into that big fish. You get that one big bite. You hear a lot of tournament guys in like a 5-fish tournament say, "Oh, I never got that one good bite. I had 3 or 4 average fish, and I was looking for that one big one." Richard today found that one big one. My biggest in this lake is 25 and 1/8. I caught it with my son on camera last New Year's morning. Yeah, New Year's Day morning. We were out in the boat, and he ate a swim bait. And in that moment too, inherently that whatever just grabbed your lure isn't just some 15, 16 incher that's giving you a scrap. There's a weight to those big walleyes. immovable force kind of thing. And now last year we had this conversation at length, all of us. I thought 27 was the number in my head with as many anglers, especially as many good anglers as we have in this derby. I thought for sure last year we would break 27 inches, and we didn't break 24. This year we haven't been able to break 24, and then all of a sudden the 27 plus drops in our lap. That's a big walleye. It's a really big walleye here. Can anybody remember a 28 or a 29 ever in the Derby? Be curious to know that. Answer below in the comments. And if you do, anybody remember a specific year? Do we have any past winners on here? I know I saw Drew Welke last night at the party. I don't know if Drew, if you won ever, but I know that you've placed before. So I just, just curious about that kind of stuff. Who's with us tonight? Keith Horns. What's up, buddy? My buddy Keith down in New Jersey was out with Captain Round's Fisherman, the party boat that I've been on a couple times, once with him and once by myself. And they were out chasing stripers today. Keith ended up with 8, sent me some pictures this morning of just a couple mammoth ones. Tammy, Eric Wisniewski. Yeah, Tammy says that was an awesome experience today. I could not be happier for both you and Courtney. Paul Koskarowski, that when I say at 27 plus we'll win, yeah, certainly it seems like that would be the case, but it trying to gauge that luck of a big bite would be impossible. It could be the odds so astronomical that you can't figure it, or 50-50. You either will or you won't. And it's random. I mean, I don't know. I just don't think, I'm sure that you could say, oh, well, I only target bigger fish. And so how would you do that? Fish bigger baits and then fish a bait so big that only a certain size walleye would be interested in eating it. And then you would fish for, just hauling water over and over and over to I guess I can't do that. I was going to turn on a little backlight so I don't get in the dark, but I guess we'll do this. Danny Diamond, my buddy. What's up, Matt? How was your day? It's been one long continuous day, Danny. It's been great. Man, it's so exciting. It's so exciting, and through the trials and tribulations of things, it's such a wonderful experience, and I'm so blessed and grateful and fortunate to be able to meet so many wonderful people and have them come up to me and shake my hand and say thank you to me, and that they enjoy the Derby and they've enjoyed it so much, and people last night raving about the fish and everything we put out and loving what we're doing. That commercial for Red Bull, it says Red Bull gives you wings. That kind of stuff's what gives me wings. It makes me walk through fire and walls and for things that I believe in and people that I care about, and all of you that sit and watch me and bring me into your life. You must care for some reason, and I care back. Because why not? We're here together, and this is an interesting, fun time. It's our life. It can be whatever we want it, and I think I want it to be big and bold and fun and awesome. Bill Gilbert. Bill Gilbert is in Florida. He watches us from afar. He always comments, always supports. Much appreciated, Bill. Eric Wisniewski hammered the perch today. Tons of shorts, but nice pile of jumbo perch. I'd rather be lucky than good. Again, I mean, There's luck involved in a lot of things. A big fish derby is heavy on the luck. Um, which is also why we added some other stuff like the best five and the most keepers. Those kind of things start to give you a bigger data set, which then gives you a longer running profile of what your skill set is. And that's just a long way of saying that, you know, um, in a one game series, any team can win. It's 50-50. In a 3 game series, those odds change a little bit. In a 7 game series, now, in theory, you've really taken the time over a course of games, a number of games, to find out who the truly best team is when it comes out in the wash. If you're 4-3 in the 7th game, that's one thing. But '26 was average winner for many years. Problem with the old Lions Club stuff, and we got all of it, boxes and boxes of stuff, but they didn't. It was all done on paper. There was no real historical record of it. Most of those records are gone. I only had when we got it in 2022, they only had the previous year's records in there of who won, and they had a few pictures, but that was about it. One of the nice things about being digital is that the future allows us to keep track historical record of things better, and like today, every fish that people have entered so far today is in your dashboard, in one way or another, and we'll fine tune a lot of that stuff, but that's where it's headed. That's your personal, trophy room, basically. What's up, Eric? Mike Root, that's awesome. Congratulations to him. My biggest was 28 and a quarter, caught back in 93, waiting in November, and only a few at 26 cents. Those fish are rare. At 28 plus, that's just a giant for this lake. Just a giant. Jim English, that's a big fish for a night lake. You ain't kidding. E-Tricks. Red Bull got sued for false advertisement because it doesn't really actually give you wings. Just a fun fact. Yeah, it's getting dark. I know. It's going to be another long night, John Burrows. I didn't fish, but enjoyed watching the leaderboard fill up. I did too. I haven't had a ton of time to really look through the park. I'm at South Shore tonight. I'll be here all night. My partner Chuck is running the show over at Oneida Shores. He'll be there all night. Our friend Ron has been camped out at Godfrey Point since Friday night. He'll be there all the way through. Tomorrow, I will start getting a hold of the people that will go through the lie detector screening, and we'll have those people will be required to meet over at Bruton Speedway after they get off the water at noon, or sometime between noon and 1:30. Somewhere is around 1:30 or 2, and this is going to be dependent on weather, I guess. They're saying it's supposed to rain. The sky's pretty clear right now, and the wind is laid down. So we'll see, but start the awards ceremony somewhere's around 1:30-ish, and hopefully it's not raining and we get in and out. We got a ton of amazing prizes. If you're on the leaderboard, I really would appreciate if you were there at the awards ceremony so we could give you your incredible prizes. And then we will be doing, I don't know if it's going to be Stripe or Venmo. I don't know what I prefer. We're looking to see what's the right way to do it and what's going to cost everybody the least amount of money to send each other money. But we are going to take all of the payouts probably on Monday morning. I made them. I put them out this morning. I did that last night in the overnight. Once the ticket sales were final. If I catch a long bowfin, can I say it identifies as a walleye? No. Vinny Shepherd had a feeling mine wouldn't hold up. 22.5 usually don't. Congrats to the gentleman with 27.25. That's a giant for a night, a fish of a lifetime. Amen for that. It really is getting dark. I guess we'll have to give this a... I suppose I could turn on the... Hold on, let's see. Bear with me. That's not really any better. That's better. That's what I'd like to do, is just sit and talk and listen to tunes all day. All right, it's getting too dark to see. So I will, we'll see. Maybe I'll check back in later. If anything happens this evening, I'll jump on and see what happens. See if anybody's around, awake. I'll be up all night, so we'll go from there. Thanks everybody for a great day one of Walleye Fest as it comes to an end. Tomorrow's going to be a sprint to the finish line. Fishing stops at 11:59. Because at the stroke of 12, nothing else can be entered. So let's see. Can anybody catch the big 27.25? I hope so. I hope so. Can anybody catch a tagged fish worth a brand new boat? Oh, I hope so. So good luck everybody in the morning. Keep your tip up. Bring your rain jacket.